you've been known as like the Forrest Gump of hockey. You know everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, how many parties have you ended up? Meth had one of these earlier where he ended up at Paris Hilton's house. Like, are there a bunch of places you just randomly end up at?
Yeah. I'll tell a quick story. So I ended up, the end of the story is I ended up spending the night at Kid Rock's house in Malibu. And I was like,
That's amazing.
and the best part about it, so it was during the lockout, I think would have been, whatever it was, 05, 06 or something. And um, I flew down. I'm friends with, people know I'm friends with Chad from Nickelback. We kind of grew up together. We've been very, very close. I don't advertise that because I don't need to hear people go, Nickelback sucks, or, there's like, Nickelback is like politics. You either like them or you don't like them. You know what I mean? Like, and like Chad's a dear friend of mine, and the guys in the band I'm very close with. So I always just, everyone has their own opinion. But so I met through Chad a guy named Tyler Connolly, who's the lead singer of Fear of the Dead Man. And Tyler and I are very close too. So I fly down to see him because they're recording a new album. And Tyler's like, I got a couple songs I want you to hear or whatever. And so Tyler's not drinking because he's protecting his voice. And I've got friends from LA, and I'm drinking a lot because I'm on vacation. So we end up going to Nobu, and Tyler's there, and a buddy of mine from LA, and my phone rings and it's Chad. And he's like, are you in LA? I said, yeah, I'm here with Tyler. He's like, yeah, I heard a vicious rumor you're here. He goes, meet me at the W Hotel at midnight. He goes, I'm at a concert with my buddy. And he goes, but meet me at midnight. And I said, okay, well, Tyler's not drinking anyways. We'll have a dinner. I'm drinking. Back then it was whiskey. I don't drink whiskey anymore, but I'm drinking a bunch of whiskey, have a good time. And at midnight, a friend and I go to the W Hotel, and the place is a zoo. Like there's 100 people deep to even get to the lobby. So I'm like, how the hell am I going to get in here? I call Chad, and he's like, I'll send security out. This monster comes out, grabs me and my buddy, and we go in, and we're at the W Hotel in LA, and we go into this VIP room. And as I walk in, Chad hugs and all that. We're deep into the night, so everyone's had some drinks. So I see Chad, see his manager there, give a hug. His security, Rhino, came and got me. And then he's like, hey, I want you to meet my buddy Bobby, and it's Kid Rock. And I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? He's like, yeah, we were at Bobby's concert tonight. I was like, oh, and he goes, and he kind of knew me. He's like, you're Noodles. I met you in St. Louis and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, nice to meet you. And then he goes, hey, meet David. And it's David Grohl from the Foo Fighters. And I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. Oh, and this is Scott. Oh, Scott Whelan from Stone Temple Pilots. And I'm like, hi. Wow. Oh, and this is Cindy Crawford and Randy, her husband. They own the hotel. And I'm like, hey, I'm Noodles. Who's got vodka? Who's got whiskey? Like, I'm like, kind of just, so we're all just like, it's this mix of people in this room who are like ultra famous. And there's like this pigeon who played in the NHL as a backup goalie. And I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And then all these like giant security people. And so we're just hanging out, a few drinks and all that. And then Chad goes, hey, we're going to go to Bobby's house. Let's go. And I'm like, no, you guys, no, you're coming. So we go out through this side door or back door, and there's a giant entertainment bus. And all of a sudden you get on, and there's, stripper poles in the middle and all that. And there's the bus is just packed, and it's like, music and it's Kid Rock and his security, these three giant guys. And then there's like 4 guys I've never recognized before, and they're just sitting in the corner. And then it's just me. My buddy was like, I'm out of here. I can't do this. And he's like, we're going to Kid Rock's place. So this bus takes, it took us like an hour to get there. I don't know. I was drinking, and all of a sudden we're sitting in this giant Malibu mansion in the kitchen, and this long table. And keep in mind, Kid Rock is literally wearing the white suit, the hat, like he is full on character. And drinking alcohol and stuff. And it just, I turn around and he's playing, he's like, I got this new song and it's like Sweet Home singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. He's like, what do you think? I'm like, that's going to be a hit. And so he's playing the music for us. And then he's making us fried bologna sandwiches at like 4:00 in the morning. This is a specialty. And so he's making sandwiches and I'm just sitting at the table with a drink and loving it. And then as the night goes on, people start to fade out. And we go up into the garage and he's got like a Batmobile. That's all I remember. There was the Batmobile was in the garage with like other cars and stuff. And then we go to the studio and I'll never forget, it's like 7:00 in the morning and I'm still awake, Chad's still awake and Kid Rock's still awake. And they're just sitting on the guitar playing, singing songs. So it's like those two and me, and I'm just sitting there and I swear to God, I've got an old flip phone. And I was like, I should tape this, but my battery's dying. So anyways, long night, they're going to go to bed. And I'm like, I'll just sleep here. And he's like, no, there's a room, just go grab a room. And I fall asleep. I wake up like, I don't know, 4 hours later and my phone is buzzing and it's my ex-girlfriend, but my girlfriend at the time going, where the hell are you? I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'm like, shut up. I'm at Kid Rock's house. I'll call you later. Like,
oh, that's incredible.
I went from literally me being at Nobu, having a few drinks with somebody who's not drinking, to like, spend the night at Kid Rock's house in his like studio or something. But it is what it is. So that's a Forrest Gump moment of like all time, because meeting like David Grohl and Scott Weiland from the Stone Temple, who's passed away, like that was pretty cool, really cool.